What's up, it's Holy, and today we're going to be mixing beats. I'm going to play this portion of the beat, and then we're going to do some mixing, show you what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and then I'll show you the after. So it doesn't sound too bad, actually, to start with. It really doesn't sound bad, but we're still gonna clean it up a little bit. Let's start out now with the drums. I always mix my drums with the melodies because you don't want to have like a false sense of what it's gonna sound like. So what we're gonna start out doing is leveling. So leveling is where you take these little mixer knobs, right, and you just turn them down or turn them up accordingly to whether they sound like they need to be louder or quieter, or what you want to shine in the mix. If you don't know how to put things on the mixer track, I'm going to show you real quick. So you left click all the things, hopefully you have them in order. If you don't have them in order, you can just click on this little box by the title of whatever, and then you can do alt arrow key in whichever direction you want it to be in, and then just order, like click and order them all that way. So once you do that, you can left click, just drag it down all the boxes, and they'll select all of them. And then you can go to color selected and gradient, and then you can choose 2 colors, and then it'll do all the colors in between and make it colorful. And then after you do that, you go to the mixer, select which one you want to start on, and you go right click on it, you go to channel routing, route selected channels started from this track, and then it should look like this. So once you do that, when I listen to the beat, and then I just start leveling. So let's listen and see what we need to turn up or down. Off the bat, I already hear that the open hi-hat needs to be turned way down. Okay, so now I'm gonna sidechain the kick to the 808. So I already did it, but I'll redo it. Also, these EQs don't have anything on them, by the way. So when you see an EQ, don't be like, oh, he already mixed it. Nah, they're all blank. So we're gonna side check the kick. Side check. Wow. All right, so we're gonna side chain the kick to the 808. So how we do that is we click on the kick mixer track, then we go to the bottom of the 808 mixer track, find this little arrow, you're gonna right click it, side chain to this track. Simple. And then you're gonna go onto the 808 track, so you're gonna click on that, go over to the mixer place where you select plugins, then go to Fruity Limiter, go to compress, side chain box, right click on it, kick, and then whatever it should be, the whatever name the kick is for you, and then mess with these threshold neon ratio. I turn neon ratio all the way up. Some people have them like not all the way up, but I just have mine all the way up. And then I mess around with the threshold. So the threshold controls how hard the kick is gonna punch through the 808 whenever the kick comes in. These control how fast the 808 recovers. It's how quick the 808 pulls back and goes back to full volume. So that's what these 2 knobs do. Now I'm gonna listen and adjust it if I need to. Okay, that sounds good. So leveling is basically done. I turned the snare up a little bit, turned the open hi-hat down because it was super harsh. Turned the clap up because it was a bit quiet. And I think I turned this up a little bit. Besides that, everything sounds pretty good to me. I'm gonna do like slight frequency boosts. When I say slightly boost, I mean like 1-2 decibels, maybe less than that. when you're boosting frequencies, because you don't want stuff to be piercing through people's ears. You don't want it to take up too much room. You want melodies to have room, and you want your drums to still be on top. So I'm going to show you how I would do it for this particular track. Every track is going to be different. Just go find somebody that mixes super well and then try to replicate the quality of their mix. You don't even have to know how. Like, you don't have to have their plugins. Just try, and I guarantee you'll make some progress. That's a big tip right there. Pause. So yeah, we're gonna do a slight frequency boost. I'm gonna show you all what I'm talking about, how slight I'm talking. Like, just be careful. So I love to boost the EQ or the high end of hi-hats just a little bit. Alright, so I'm gonna throw some effects on this open hi-hat so it's not so harsh. Alright, so that's good enough. I'm not trying to get super into detail for this mix because I'm doing a super basic mix. Engineers will take care of mixing and mastering everything for you. I do suggest that you have a clean mix so that way they don't have so many problems mixing and mastering your stuff. They start out with a clean mix. It makes everything a lot easier. But yeah, unless you're gonna be mixing and mastering and everything yourself, then you don't have to go into hardcore mixing. Like, I know that big producers like Murda Beats say that they don't even like master their beats or really mix their beats that much. They just level, which obviously is a part of mixing, but I mean, it's super basic, so you don't really have to go into super deep depths to get a great mix. If you have a lot of elements in your beat, then maybe, but this has a decent amount of elements and it's still not that hard. So I mean, let's move on to melodies. I'm gonna put some reverb on it. This isn't really part of mixing, but just kind of want reverb on it. Alright, so as you can see, this melody doesn't have a lot of low end, which is good because we want our low end to be taken up by the bass. So I'm gonna show you what I would do if this had low end in it. So this would cut all of the frequencies out from over here. Nothing over here would be playing, but there's already nothing here. So we got lucky for this one. I'm gonna boost a little bit of frequencies. Yeah, I don't like how that sounds, so we're gonna boost the higher frequencies. Okay, so let's listen to the other ones. And in reality, you should mix with all your melodies playing. It gives you a better idea of what it's actually gonna sound like. Okay, so this has a little bit of low end here that we're gonna cut out. We're gonna turn it down. Also, I don't know if I went over this, but to scan for frequencies that you do or do not like, all you have to do is like drag a point up and just listen. Like, go through the whole thing and listen. And if you hear something that's like super harsh, just turn it down a little bit, or turn it down however much you need to. So this has some low end or mid mostly, but Turn the 808 down a little bit. So now we're gonna move on to the part with the synth bass and try to get that all situated. I love to go all out with my synth basses. I love synth basses. So I add a compressor and then I turn the gain up a little bit. It adds more like low end, but you have to be careful because certain compressors give off certain characteristics. Like this one boosts the low end a decent amount. Adds like the rumble I need and synth basses and sometimes basses. That's why I put on my 808 as well. But you have to be careful. Dabble around a little bit. When I say dabble, just experiment a little bit with different compressors and notice the characteristics of them. Sometimes I'll put a stereo thing, it's like a widener on my synth bass. I think that sounds good. I'm not used to mixing with headphones on. I usually mix with speakers, but it sounds good in my headphones, so it should sound good on my speaker. I think that's it, honestly. That's like the most basic EQ. Like, I got lucky and my melodies didn't really have a lot of low end. It's a few EQs here and there, whatever effects you want on your stuff to sound good, and then just decent leveling. You just really need to train your ear. Just listen, find a few producers who mix really well, listen to them like I said, and just try to get their mix quality. Go vote on the next Twitter poll for the video idea. If you have any questions, let me know. Comment what I can do better. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe. Comment. Let me know what you want to see next. And also, if you are trying to join this Discord, meet some producers, just hang out and chilling here. And I'm out till next time.